Yeah, so I wasn't able to upload for a few days. Let's just go through a slew of stuff, and I'll put timestamps for all the topics in the description. Welcome back to the dodump. So our first big news story of the day is the Microsoft Bethesda deal got approved. It went through. They now own Bethesda's parent company, ZeniMax. The $7.5 billion purchase just gave Microsoft its 23rd studio it now has outright bought for development. Phil Spencer said that he would respect current PS5 exclusively published games from Bethesda, like Ghostwire Tokyo and Deathloop. But I can't see these games being exclusive forever. On a previous video, we talked about Bethesda game going exclusive on Xbox, and I said I just couldn't see it happening. Microsoft's strategy right now is to just get everyone into their gaming services, be it Xbox owners or Windows owners. Phil Spencer saying that we can expect Bethesda games to be on Xbox Game Pass as early by the end of this week. What I didn't expect, it has been confirmed that we can expect a few Xbox and PC exclusive games. Xbox Series X and S having pretty lackluster launch titles. I'm excited to see what can come out of the collaborative efforts of the Xbox and all the new studio devs. So in what I thought would have been Nintendo exclusive news, we got a Monster Hunter digital event today, showcasing both Monster Hunter Rise and Monster Hunter Stories 2. We got a big trailer for Stories 2, as well as a release date of July 9th. What's crazy is Monster Hunter Stories 2 is not releasing as a Nintendo exclusive, but is releasing on both Steam and Nintendo Switch. So that's interesting because we covered how Monster Hunter Rise was not going to be a Nintendo Switch exclusive either, but was just going to remain a Nintendo Switch exclusive until sometime in 2022, in which the game will see a PC port. But Stories 2 this summer will also be on PC. Gets me to wonder if there's any desire to port the first game, since that's on the 3DS, so porting that would be interesting. But anyway, Stories 2, the standard and deluxe edition got shown off, as well as some amiibo and some bonus features for owning both Rise and Stories. The visuals on this game look pretty good. If you're into turn-based RPGs, you should consider looking at this game. Monster Hunter Rise got a bunch of news, with a new trailer, a content release schedule, which sees a new monster drop for free in April, and the demo is going to be available again March 11th, with all your limited mission tries reset if you played it before, and a whole new advanced mission added. And finally, the last thing about the showcase I want to talk about is they also showed off a new mode for Rise, which is a tower defense mode. And Monster Hunter and tower defense is an interesting combination. Maybe with all the traps and stuff you set around the village, monsters won't take over 15 minutes to take down, which I feel like would be weird in a tower defense setting, but maybe you just gotta hurt them enough till they get scared off. But that's a really interesting concept, coupled with online play. I'm not the biggest Monster Hunter fan, but this game looking damn good. In some sad news, V1 Interactive Studio has shut down. But yeah, if you don't know who V1 Interactive is, well, that's why they're shutting down. So V1 is a developer studio made back in 2016, created by Halo and SOCOM's co-creators Marcus Leto and Michael Gutman, respectively. I remember Disintegration being teased in 2019 and getting interested because of the names behind the project, only to see some pretty forgettable gameplay. And forget people did. Disintegration was V1's only release game that they've been working on since the studio's inception in 2016. The game released last summer of 2020, and here we are 8 months after their first game release with the studio being shut down. That is the shortest lived, most dim spark I've ever seen. It's actually sad. The studio was already in a path to ruin, with having so few active players that the studio shut down the multiplayer servers a few months after the game released. Like, how broke were they? Were they entirely dependent on this game turning out to be a banger, and anything less would result in a shutdown as we see now? Creators and designers or whatever of some of gaming's most respective titles going off to start their own studios and projects is a pretty common thing in the industry. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Some of the more darker things about the gaming industry. And it sucks that V1 didn't even get a one-hit wonder, just a one-hit blunder. Moving right along, we got a bunch of small stories about Nintendo games and ports. So Nintendo is having their yearly Mario Day sale. This year being Mario's 35th anniversary, we've seen some titles get 35% off. Titles on sale are Super Mario Party, Luigi's Mansion 3, Super Mario Maker 2, and Mario Tennis Aces. Unfortunately, no sales for Super Mario 3D All-Stars, which will only remain on Nintendo's eShop and remain being produced until the end of this month. We'll probably still see a bunch of them on store shelves for a few years to come, and then they'll actually be gone. In other Nintendo port news, or potential Nintendo port news, Atlas did their yearly customer survey, where last year asking customers what they would like to see on their Switch brought us Catherine Full Body to the platform. This year, Atlas didn't ask what games you would like to see ported to Nintendo Switch exclusively, but just any other preferred platform. Who knows, maybe we'll see Persona on Xbox. Finally, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta got shown off over the weekend. It'll be out March 10th for Seasons Pass owners and March 12th for everyone else. This character looks dumb nutty. He has an insta-kill because Guilty Gear, right? Which would complete the game's impressive developer update cycle from 2018. We'll see if the last bit of content comes out this summer. The game has since almost tripled its base roster with Goku since launch, but it might make sense with them wrapping up developer content rollouts, with their focus being on Guilty Gear Strive, which is so important to them that they delayed it till June. Well, that's gonna be it for this one. We'll go back to short daily news stories tomorrow. Let me know what you thought about any of the stories. Bye bye.